Hey beer fans, Ashley here from Sexton-Brewing.ca, and we are back with day 11 of the Craft Beer Advent Calendar, Belgium edition. Day 11, I saw it, there we go, right here. Let's see what we get today. Okay, this one is called UFO White, a crisp, light-bodied and brewed with orange peel and coriander. Wheat beer brewed with orange peel and coriander. Mass Bay Brewing Company, Boston, Massachusetts. And okay, so this brewery is based out of Boston, Mass, and Windsor, Vermont. There it is right there, and it's got some instructions on the back there. To add a fresh orange wedge. Swirl as you pour. It pours cloudy because it's unfiltered. Wow. Okay. Really letting people know about it. Alright. I'm not going to serve it with an orange. Fuck that shit. There we go. Let's get into it. Add an orange slice to it. Come on. Come on. Alright. Now I'm sorry, did they say that this was brewed with oranges? Brewed with orange peel and coriander. Okay, cool. Got this UFO type bottle cap. I don't know. Glare's gonna catch that. Alright, so we got a hazy amber orange inviting looking type of beer. It's it had a very thin white head that's faded away. Can't really see much through there. Yeah, maybe just a shadow and that's about it. But looks like a sort of what you'd expect from a wheat ale. Let's get an aroma. So the orange peel it's pretty faint in it. I'm picking up more like a spiciness. Again, much like a lot of these Belgian yeast, they're sort of kicking off some, clove and banana type of aromas and flavors. Touch of spiciness to it. Not picking up much on the malt outside of just like a, sort of a crackery type aroma. A touch of residual sweetness in the aroma. Smells smart. Let's get into her. Cheers. What did I say? Oh, and this is 4.8%. So this is, first, drink's pretty thin. Get flavor, actually, I'm not going to go into flavor yet. Sorry. Yeah, it's not as carbonated as I thought. It's very lightly carbonated, so it's very, very thin, very light on the palate. It's not aggressive on the tongue at all. It goes down really easy. Just sort of like a semi-flat pop. You know when you have pop the next day and it just doesn't really have. It's got like a hint or like a remembrance of carbonation. That's sort of what this sort of comes across like. And there's nothing wrong with the sealing or anything like this. I think this is sort of as intended. Definitely on the flavor, on the taste, I'm definitely picking up more of a malt presence. Sort of comes across like more of a Pilsner malt. Yeah, I just sort of get that like a sharp, noticeable cracker malt type of flavor to it. Everything else, though, the orange, do they say coriander? I'm not. Yeah, coriander. Everything else just sort of comes off like a little bit muted or slightly watered down. Now, with that said, it's very easy drinking, very approachable. This would be a beer for a mass of people. someone who's going for a very well produced or like really complex wit beer or something like that, this may sort of fall a little short of their expectations, but it's nicely crafted. It's a very drinkable, very refreshing beer. Sort of reminds me a little bit of like a slightly watered down Tang with the orange note. I'm sure you've all had Tang and how sweet it is, but you sort of dilute that a little bit and sort of add that into beer form with like a base beer of some sort, like a wheat beer, and that's sort of what this sort of comes across like. Yeah, and it's funny that on the back they tell people to put an orange wedge in there. It sort of tells you who this brewery or this beer is sort of focusing towards, from an experience level with craft beer, I guess. I don't know. I don't want to sound like I'm a beer snob or anything like that, but I'm not in the mood for putting lemons, oranges, or any other fruit into my beer after I've poured it. So yeah, is it one of the better wit beers I've had? No, probably not. Is it tasty and refreshing? Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, there we go. I don't know if you guys have had this before. I know some people down in the Massachusetts and Vermont area that from social media and stuff like that. So if you've had this before or anything from this brewery, from UFO Beers, let me know. And until tomorrow, guys and gals, have yourselves a good night. Cheers.